Before we begin, thank you to everyone who has been making purchases on the big eBay sale. A bunch has left the house and a bunch more still looking for a new home. There's still about 30 or so figures that I plan to post to eBay sometime over the course of this week. More if I can find the right size boxes. So, yeah, keep checking back. There's always going to be new stuff being added in. Until then, it has kept me a little bit too busy lately because I've missed a few random reviews here and there. So today, we're going to make up for that by doing two toys. As if I could do these guys separately. This is Pounce and Wingspan, the G1 Decepticon clones. These came from a really weird time in G1 where they already ran out of all the ideas that they threw against the wall to see what stuck, and now they're just going with the ideas that hit the floor last. The idea is two different transformations, one robot. These guys are going to look identical here in a few minutes, but for now, we do have some very distinct bots, and we're going to look at them one at a time as such. So, behold Pounce, this little robotic puma. And I'm going to assume it's a puma because I'm sure somewhere in the instructions it said that at one time, because it's a little bit iffy. So, you do have this big chunk block of plastic with some beast parts hanging out, tail, legs, and such. And of course you do have the beast head, just so you can get the idea of what animal it is. And I guess Puma's about as close as you could get to an identifiable answer. He is a strange one. You could tell the transformation on him is pretty rudimentary. You can pretty much see where his arms are, where his legs are. And that's pretty much just how he goes. Now, everything technically is in the right position. Like the arm, like the beast legs and all that. Everything is in the right shape and everything is in the right spots, but you can definitely tell the idea behind the gimmick meant it had to be very basic. This is pretender level of transformation, frankly. But not terribly bad looking. I mean, I do like this off-white plastic and the two tones of blue and the purple. I mean, it's a very Decepticon color scheme. Well, not, defaulting to, like, the generic and almost cliche black colors that a Decepticon would normally be associated with. I mean, there's detail here. There's nothing, the usual stuff. You got stickers around the sides, a few on the back, just to give you the detailing, but yeah, it's hard to distract. There's giant arms hanging off of his chest. But that's just kind of how it goes. It does have a couple cannons mounted, which I can take off so we can actually see it a little bit more Puma-like. Far from a Puma man, but he is definitely a Puma of some manner. So it's pretty basic. Yeah, you get your feet that can move up and down like so. Nothing really in the back because it's all kind of stiff back here for robot mode. But for now, it was a very basic toy. It did what it was supposed to do, at least. But at the very least, there is some decent level transformation here. Let's take a look at Wingspan now, who does not quite live up. Wingspan, a condor or an eagle of sorts. You can see the head there. Very sharp beak, very steely eyes. He definitely looks like a serious customer, at least, so very in fitting with the Decepticons. He's got matching sticker detail. Of course he does, being one of the clones. And these big purple wings that hang off the back. Very thin, just like the legs on the Puma mode for Pounce. Yeah, the arms don't do anything. There's detailing here to make you think the toy. Very dusty detailing now that I think of it. I do apologize for that, but yeah, you can see it's detailed so it looks like it has the same transformation hinges there that could fold the arms toward the middle of the chest. Not doing. That's not how it works. And yeah, the arms have no place to go. They're just there. And then there's the robot legs, which form this really big tail in the back. And yeah, you can just tell they're just the robot mode legs hanging off, and there's the front of them acting as the bird feet. At least the stickering there has some vestiges of like wings or bird details. Not a whole lot though. It's all mechanical detailing. So yeah, there's not a whole lot to do here. Because of the way he works, there's even less articulation. Legs you really can't do anything with because it's about the only pose where he balances enough to stay upright. So that's pretty much all you got. You can move the wings in and out at least. They're all on little hinges, so that's something. And he gets these 2 little swords up top, so at least in beast mode he is armed. And then you do have a few details and stickers in the back. Hey, big Decepticon sticker, so at least you know where his loyalties lie. Kind of does in the rub signs a little bit when you have these giant faction logos. So yeah, he's a little bit meh. But the real gimmick to this is you get 2 completely different Transformers that look alike when you transform into robot mode. So let's see how they compare there. So first off, obviously we fold those arms out and fold the beast mode legs in. With that done, we can go ahead and attempt to get the fists out. With about 30 years of dust in the hinges in order to make this really tough on the thumbnails. We're going to get them out. There we go. There we go. Not a problem. I'm a pro at this by now. Fold that down. Fold up the robot mode head. I'm a pro and I've already slipped up my words. There we go. We've swapped the head around. Tail goes down. Straighten up the legs. All this folds up to the back. And just like that, we have one robot. We'll set him aside. And we'll do the same thing over here. Same experience. He does have a little bit more transformation to him in that he has, well, legs fold up, but still pretty much come up to the exact same legs. Very dusty. Man, I didn't even realize how dusty they were before I started this. Yep. We pull down the legs. That drops the head into the torso, which means we can now put that head in its proper position. Once again, we're going to go with the very tight hinges, trying to get the fists out. Ow. That pulled at my thumbnail a little bit. All right, no, we got it. We got it. And with that, fold up the wings in the back. Fold like so. And hey, deja vu. Looks like the same robot to me. So with that done, Pounce and Wingspan. Now that you can tell them apart. Unless you could actually see the purple wings hanging off the back of Wingspan. But besides that, you can't tell them apart, which means if I do this, now you can't tell which the thumbnail is made from. Haha. Yeah. So, in keeping with a more generic theme for him, he does have a pretty basic helmet going on. Not a whole lot of distinct detail. Yellow eyes and no real paint for the face or the helmet. This does make them ideal for troop builders, except I think the only place they troop builded was in the old PS2 video game. We're not going to speak of that game because I've already gone through that experience. Go check the live streams. So yeah, the idea, identical robot modes. And again, this is great if you are in the troop building mood, but this does also present a little bit of an identity crisis, a little bit, as it does make it hard for them to stand out. But it also makes them easy to review because now we can just take a look at them individually. So we can see the blue, the light blue is now the predominant color across the chest. We still have this off-white around for the arms and the legs, and then the dark blue tracing them here and there. It's a pretty simple color scheme. It relies a lot on the sticker detailings in order to give it some kind of distinction, but it does kind of come across a little bit generic. It's a little bit of, like, the more I look at it, it's a little bit of I get a strange, like, Twin Twist vibe from them, too. Kind of the same color layout. There is one way to tell them apart, at least, kind of. See, he is one of the rare Transformers. In fact, Pounce and Wingspan, along with the Autobot clones, might be the only ones that actually come with multiple heat rub stickers. So we rub the front. We can see a sigil for the Puma. And I'll do the same thing here on Wingspan, and we can see the Eagle. It's very faint, because these are pretty old stickers, but yeah, that was how you're supposed to tell them apart in robot mode. They also have, of course, the rub signs in unfortunate positioning, and because of my PG rating, I will not be demonstrating them on camera. Now, let's see. Let's at least arm them up now that we actually have robot fighters. Now we can actually swap around and put one gun in each hand, one sword in each hand. So this does give you a little bit of playability. At least they come with plenty of accessories. If you want Pounce and Wingspan to specialize in guns and swords, then you can do that too, but this keeps the clone thing going a little bit. You can also flip these around and create extra guns if you want them to. So either way, you have some playability there. And at least in the accessory department, these guys do have quite a bit of playability to them. That, my friends, is pretty much what you get. The articulation is G1 simple, so beyond that, that's the story behind the G1 clones, at least the Decepticons of Pounce and Wingspan. This is something of an interesting idea. There's definitely merit here. Unfortunately, they just didn't have the engineering technology back then to really make this what it could be. What was a nice troop building idea ends up being two very simplistic, very bare bones Transformers. And I think the idea of Decepticons getting beast modes at the time kind of hampered them more than, say, the Autobots that got to stay vehicles. Now, when Hasbro, if the rumors are true and they do this again, I am eager to see how they make it work in the modern day with modern engineering and how much better those beast modes are actually going to look. But they are going to have an uphill battle because, while interesting, they are, by design, very hard to make stand out.